think it is right here.
Deep on the brakes, into the backstretch chicane, and more contact between Van Gisbergen and Larson.
Wow.
Larson's not having it. This thing's not over. Or is it, as SVG now exits?
Well, it's brought to 20 right back into it. Look at that yellow number 20. He has some momentum. Will he try to attack the 5 into the front stretch chicane?
Larson's super aggressive right here.
Yep, he's not taking this contact lightly.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
think he liked the late move into the hairpin. I think the 88's late move into the hairpin frustrated the 5, and the 5 is showing his frustration by absolutely battling back.
And here comes Christopher Bell. Watch the black and yellow. DeWalt Camry. He's lining up for a shot as well.
Whoa.
And just zips his way through.
Right, the 88 got out in the tire marbles on the outside of the racetrack that built up by the wall. That was the lack of pace. And also SVG, he doesn't want this contact. He has the fastest car and 13 laps to go. So he is like, hey, if you're going to do that, I'm going to just give you your space, take my time, come back at you. But Larson clearly has sent the message.
Inside move at the hairpin, as was the case several laps ago. So Van Gisbergen back to second. But let's have a look at this, at these guys roughing each other up.
I think it's just a really late dive. I think the 5 is turning in like it's going to the bottom. The 88 dives in, and he's barely there. He's on the inside, but only by a foot. And that's why I think Larson turns left and says, man, we've worked together all day long, and you're going to dive bomb me with 14 to go and get into my left rear. And then the pushing and the shoving and the disagreeing continues. An amazing drive by both guys.
So watch this. Larson just bangs into him, and then there just stands in the gas and pushes SVG out of the way. Todd Dillon saying, I'm going to get away from this wreck. Gets by both of them. So what does SVG do when he gets to him? That's the question. He knows now that Larson is willing to do whatever. So how does SVG handle this? Does he just move Larson out of the way? Or does he try to pass him like he just did and it didn't work?
I think, to your point, now SVG knows that he's kind of, angered the swarm of bees in the 5 car. The driver of the 5 is upset, so he wants to set him up, and this is what you're talking about right here. The 88 just gets wide, gets on all that loose tire debris, and once that gets on his tires, look at it. That's going to be a problem.
And also, while all this is going on, the 20 car just pitted. So he is playing a different strategy than these guys.
I think it was clear to him that he didn't have enough car to race these guys heads up.
See, now that time SVG did not dive on
That's
him.
right.
But look at this. This is where he is going to easily get alongside Larson. And I think this time SVG just takes the spot.
There we go.
And Larson gives it to him.
As clinically as that. Maybe a little touch on the way through, another little reminder that I wasn't too happy about that, but then won't have another say at this stage.
I loved everything that happened there. Larson was like, look, I know you're faster. You dare dive bomb me, push, shove, beat, bang, and then shove you out of the way on the front stretch. Went back, calmed down, ran him down, and then put a clean pass on him. And Larson was like, okay, if you're going to pass me clean, I'm going to let you go.
And while all that action was going on, the 1 car of Ross Chastain has gotten by Joey Logano. This is just the last lap. Here he goes underneath him, easily makes this pass. Now Chastain.
This is going to be a nail biter between the 1 and the 22 all the way to the finish.
For sure.
Because with 11 laps to go, the question is, does the 1 and the 22 plan on staying on the racetrack? The 1 is absolutely faster. I just don't know if there's positions available. And with that said, does the 22, does Paul Wolf dare pull his driver out of a transfer position to come to pit road again?
Ready? Well, there you have it.
Oh, he does. Oh, that is just such a gutsy call, because if we watch the points as he pits, Logano is at +2 on your bottom left. Check this out right here. +2. Well, as Chastain stays on the racetrack and cars continue to go by, now it's 0. Now it's +2 for Chastain. It's going to continue to fall. +3. Marty, the 22 in front of you for their last pit stop.
Paul Wolf, always a master strategist. We'll see if this plays out or not. Remember when they pitted just a moment ago, we mentioned this was in the playbook to stop one more time today, and this could be the decision of whether or not they make it to the round of 8 or not. Clean pit stop by this championship pit crew. These are 1.5 lap scuffs, Steve. Let's see if the 1 answers the call or they stay on the track.
Steve, you were one of the very best on the pit box about these strategy calls. What tools and how did he make that decision?
I believe that Paul Wolf feels that we're either going to get a yellow or there's enough tire life that he can run the one back down with 10 laps to go. You should be able to make up 25 or 30 seconds pretty easy. If I'm the one, though, I just don't think I can pit from a transfer position, Kim. I'm going to have to wait to see how it plays out. What are you hearing?
Yeah, they're kind of waiting too. No direction to Chastain in terms of whether or not they would pit. They do have a fresh set of tires if they did elect to bring him down right now, keeping him on the racetrack. And it has actually been radio silence on the one radio since Ross's second mistake of the day. So just really focusing forward on the final 10 laps of this race.
When Ross Chastain sat down with us before the playoffs began, he said last year was brutal, missing out. I was sad, and then I turned that sadness into anger and then into motivation. He said, I have to get through this year, being in the playoffs and go